Yes, I am Dr. Kerry Black. I am an oceanographer and from New Zealand, and I was formerly professor in a university in New Zealand called Waikato, and I started up a company called ASR Limited, which is building the reefs. Bournemouth was chosen because it's close to London. It's an exciting town. It has a redevelopment scheme here, and there is a lot of surfing in Bournemouth. Surprisingly, there's a lot of surf shops in Bournemouth, a lot of interest from the public, and I think it'll make a wonderful attraction to Bournemouth. Yeah, the Boscombe Reef is designed for surfing, but we're going to get coastal protection on that reef as well. What happens is the waves break in the reef, of course, and then the waves are not strong anymore and they don't erode the coast so much. So we get coastal protection as a bonus, even though we really are wanting this reef primarily as a focus for surfing, so the design is really focused on surfing. Yeah, we're going to see a really big improvement in the surfing conditions. We're hoping that the reef will break in the small days as well. That we get a lot of days like this where it's about half a metre or a metre of wave. That what we're doing with the reef is sculpting the seabed so that when the waves come in, we get a much better quality break than what you're presently getting. Surfers like to have a wave that breaks and then runs across. You can surf across the face. To do that, you need to break up this very regular form of the beach along here, and the reef does that for you. We've got 70 metres right on the right-hand side. That's the wave that breaks when you're looking at the beach from your right to your left hand. And then there's a short little left on the reef as well, which is just a little wave there to help people to run in the other direction. The reef is made out of these gigantic geotextile bags, really big ones. They're like 1,000 tonnes and they're 2 metres, 3 metres high and 60 metres long, so that they're very, very solid, and they're all different sizes, and it's like piecing together a range of sausages that are all different sizes, and you inflate them up with sand, and once they're all fully inflated it makes the shape that we want to make for the reef. Yeah, when we're making the reef, we have to get very accurate placement of the bags. They need to be really interlocked and 10 centimetre accuracy, which is not something you see in coastal constructions. So what we do is we tie the reef to this big web of like very heavy duty seatbelt material on land, and all the bags are tied and aligned and close together and in exact positions. We then crane that up. We fold it up with a crane, put it on a barge, and then pull it out into here onto some anchors that we've got on the seabed. The barge sits above the anchors and the reef is taken down with a diver through the anchor, and a rope comes back to a crane, and we just literally pull the reef down onto the seabed and stretch it out nice and tight on this web, and then once we've done that it sits flat on the bottom, and everything is exactly precise. What you see on the beach is exactly what's underwater. It's sand and it's on a slope, so we're levelling out the seabed first with some geotextile bags, making a very smooth flat surface. Then on top of that we're putting the individual geo bags in rows that then build the sand up to the level to what we want. So the reef slopes downwards with different height bags. The whole reef is aligned. The waves are coming in from here, and we're expecting the best waves to come from around the southwest. They come in at an angle to the reef and they wrap in and break down the line of the reef on this very smooth surface that we've got once the bags have been put in place. There's always some difficulties. The biggest one, weather. We're putting a reef in a location where we want to surf, so we're expecting waves here, and the waves cause problems. We need to do some quite detailed predictions of the weather patterns and how many days we'll get. And then when everything looks good and we think we've got a weather window, we all rush down and mobilise everything, and we try to fill these bags up, get them onto the seabed and fill them up. So there's a level of uncertainty on the weather, so you never know exactly how long it's going to take, because none of us are all that good at predicting the weather. So yeah, when the wave sees this reef, it starts to shoal up. It grows taller and starts to shoal up, and when it gets up onto the crest of the reef, it breaks down a line right down the crest of the reef. And we need to orient this reef precisely so that when that wave's breaking, it's not breaking too fast for surfers. They have They can only surf a certain speed. If you make it at the wrong angle, the wave closes out, just like it's closing out on the bars here at the moment. So we've pulled the reef around, and it's pointing out to behind me over here, so it faces into the best wave direction.